Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Darren Evans and this is BD Performance. I'm here with Matt today. We've been introduced through a mutual friend more than anything, and we thought we'd share with you his car. Now, I'm not going to profess to know too much about this. I probably should do, being as my age, and you all know that I've just turned 40, so it's probably a bit of an embarrassment that I'm not going to be able to tell you a lot about this particular vehicle. We're all about the modern stuff, but we like the classic Fords as well. It's just that we don't work on them every day, and that's by choice more than anything. There's plenty of people out there, so if you need any information, then leave us a comment down below and we'll get Matt to give us some feedback and hopefully help a few of you out. But for now, Matt, welcome to the channel. Thanks for coming.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, and you. But yeah, just tell us a bit about the background of the car. Maybe start with a bit of your history. We have had a bit of a chat prior to coming onto the channel about what you've had before, but just let the viewers know more than anything what your ownership has been in terms of your progression and everything.
Yeah, I progressed as normally as any other kid when they left school, wanting to get into fast cars. My friends were a little bit older than me, they had fast cars. They had these and I progressed into them slowly myself, and it just went from there. The love of speed were built on RSs for me, especially these in late 90s and early 2000s. So yeah,
so what have you kind of owned over your time, really? You've owned a plethora of fast Fords, really, haven't you? Starting off with one of these, or two of these,
I started off with two of these, and then went on to Cosworths, had a good stint on Cosworths for a while, and then I went on to Focus RSs when they came out, the Mark 1 I bought from nearly brand new. I bought a Mark 2 from brand new, and then I went back to another Mark 2 Focus RS. My love for them were quite big at the time, still is really, and we've still got one sat in garage now. And then I went to a 3-door Cosworth that were a bit of a concourse project, and that won trophies and other stuff, and yeah, it went well. And then I had a massive break, and 5 years later I seen this come up while in a curry house in Wrexham, and it brought back memories, and I had to go and buy it really.
So there's a bit of kind of history behind this, and I hope you don't mind sharing it with the viewers.
No, not at all.
So you actually purchased this vehicle with a Duff engine in it, for want of a better word.
Yeah.
And actually set about restoring it with a friend who sadly is no longer with us. So
that's right.
There's a lot of, on the vehicle itself, there's a lot of not just good memories, but also a lot of homage to that, to your friend. So you've got the centre caps, and you've got a few decals that are relating to your relationship, and maybe something that's to do with it. So yeah, it's just a nice thing to see, and obviously this car to you has got no true value because it's the value of friendship, isn't it? So
that's right. Yeah, this whole car for me, out of all the car range I've had all the years, I had one of these back in the early 2000s, a white one that I got relatively cheap with a friend, and the amount of stuff we did in it and went in the place we went in it just made the whole car for me. The best car I'd ever owned was the white one I had, in terms of things we did in it and where it went, and it was faultless. It never cost me a penny hardly to run, and that's what I got this for, and we're going to share them times again with my friend again. Unfortunately, he didn't make the journey. He was cut short through a bike accident as the build was starting, and I finished it off for him. He'd got this massive spec list that he'd wrote out, and this massive spec list he got in his head, and I had to raise bar and put that to fruition and make this what it is today.
So he was saying that he's one of those friends that made him a good list, which was an expensive list. As we all know, anything like this that you want to do properly and you want to make unique is going to cost you money. So your friend actually cost you money in the end, but you kind of ended up. Do you want to go through the spec of the vehicle in terms of what's on it?
From what I can pull off the top of my head, because there's a lot of stuff done to it, but basically it's a 1.6 CVH, standard compression, it's a steel engine, PC rods, wasn't a pistons. All the bottom end were built up by a company in Leeds called AL Developments. The cylinder head was all spec'd through AL Developments, big ports, porting, stuff like that. It's got an American Hall & Sharp roller rockers in it, Newman PH4 cam.
It's phase 4 cams.
What's that?
Phase 4 cams.
Yeah,
so
phase
it's a
4.
really, that's, if for anyone who doesn't know, obviously phase is start, and obviously you've got the different durations and lifts. So you know, a PH4 or phase 4 set of cams, yeah, they're big uns.
They're big old tools like, and we wanted to get a bit of a subtle look under the bonnet, so we add the standard inlet, which is a series 1 actually on this one, because it's a 2-part one you can machine and port to match your cylinder head. We had that plenum extended by a guy down Hereford. He did that. Then we contacted a local guy who built me the exhaust manifold round here. He built that. That was all floor tested all together, and then we decided to bolt a GTX 2867R Gen 2 on it with a little
so it's
modification.
not a small turbo, and you'll see from the images that we include that, to be fair, it looks the absolute dog's danglers. It's internally wastegated rather than externally wastegated, and yeah, it's just in comparison to, just to give you a bit of context, this car's a 28,000 mile car, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's a 28,000 mile car, and inside is absolutely pristine, and everything looks period down to, we were discussing before, even the Clifford alarm and the little LED indicator that's in the dash. That's something he wouldn't put there these days, but is period and is definitely fitting of this car. From the outside, you just never know. It looks like a sleeper. You said that it'd been originally painted when you bought the vehicle,
yeah,
and you've had the underside restored.
Yeah, I restored all underside myself, yeah.
So you've done a lot of the work yourself, really, in terms of like restoration. The inside of the car, when I say it's immaculate, I really do mean immaculate. It's clearly a 28,000 mile car, but you know, in terms of just overall look and everything, it just looks absolutely fantastic. The paintwork's absolutely brilliant. You know, I know you said about the wheels, and we'll just move on to that quickly before we get out in the car. But you've put different wheels on it just purely to get those big stoppers underneath, haven't you? And you've not exactly gone cheap on the stoppers either. You've gone for APs. So.
Yeah, we've gone for APs. Through years of experience of big brakes conversions on fast cars, APs are up there. We want it best, and I really rate them.
Well, Alcons, and there you put APs and some of the other brands are the pinnacle of what people are looking for, you know. Atypically, you would have gone for, probably the choice on this particular era of car would have been a Brembo or an AP. You probably wouldn't have seen many Alcons, you know. I
think for me it's more or less of a bit of a trust issue that I've been trusted source for many years on many cars that have gone AP, so it's just my route.
You had lots of different options, like obviously people would put Willwoods and stuff on this.
That's right, they still stop them,
still stop them, but it's just you know, it's nice to see something that's, you know, you haven't spared any expense. You said before when we were talking earlier on that this is on a Simtech ECU by Steve Simpson, but it's actually the map's been completed by our friends over at Motorsport Development, and you've known them for 20 odd years, Kenny and Stu. So yeah, it's what power output is it?
Currently, it was mapped at £24, just under £24 at 305 horse. It does run a little bit more boost than that now, so it's just, I'd say probably about 320ish, maybe 340ish, something like that.
Just to put that into context, remember this was already a really powerful car back in its time, and remember that back in its time, 1.6 engine producing 130 horsepower, was it? So 130 horsepower from a 1.6. Just think about it and put it into context that a 1.6 turbocharged Fiesta is now only running 180 horsepower. So this was good power output back in that era for this particular size of engine. So to get 300 plus horsepower out of it, that's phenomenal, especially in these times. Even in the more modern cars, in the Fiesta, on average you only see sort of 250 horsepower out of a 180 horsepower car, whereas this is over 300 horsepower, and it's not shy of any torque either, is it?
No, it's up in torque department. traction control and boost by gear takes a bit of that away to get the power down, but in the dry and damp conditions, she slams all that power to the floor without an ounce of wheel spin.
Yeah.
Unfortunately today, for some reason, she's wheel spinning.
You're joking. Like it's wet. I don't know why it'd be wheel spinning, but yeah, we're going to get out in the car. We'll get some shots of the interior and we'll get out in this car and we'll show you just what it's made of. I don't think we've been told by Rise that you're not shy, so yeah, hopefully we'll have a bit of fun and enjoy this, but all within the constraints of the law, obviously. But thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't already, then please, if you're new to the channel, then please consider subscribing. Hit that bell icon to stay notified and give this video a like. If you're from this area, comment down below what you had, what you'd have now, and what you regret selling. Because I'm sure, like myself, Matt's had some fast forwards and he's probably regrets selling quite a few of them right now. Would be sat. They'd definitely be up there in the terms of the regrets, monetary wise, never mind enjoyment and pleasure. But we'll join you in just a minute inside the car and we'll get out on the road where this car belongs. Cheers, guys, and stay tuned. Yes, we're definitely recording now. It's counting down. Blow me neck, there's a lot of sun in my eyes. When I got in for the first time then, I was back in the car. I was lying down then. I thought I was going to go for a sleep. Thought I was having another eye operation. So what setting are we in now?
What's that?
What setting are we in now?
We're in lowest one.
What's that one now then?
That's jazz. That's all jazz. That means we're off to dance.
Right, okay. Oh, good way of putting it. So we're in the jazz setting right now.
Jazz setting. I may adjust it through up here. See how we go with traction.
Here he is. So Lee's set up, we're ready to go. So this is my first reactions, proper reactions to this absolute bad boy. Yeah, broken traction. Back into boost. Just a tad. Yeah, it's like further on, there's like a dip into it and then We're rolling. We're outside. Well, there wasn't a lot of rolling. There was a lot of spinning and a lot of loss of traction. Although the Simtek ECU was trying to fight it, we were still getting loss of traction. So we're probably going to revisit this in the future. Matt wants to come back and show us what it'll do in the dry, that's for sure. But I went out in it. I'm not sure if the GoPro was recording, because when we actually went out in the first instance, Lee's put on a little bit of weight since starting with this. Well, when I say a little bit of weight, if you have a look back to the footage, you'll see that he's put on quite a few pounds. I actually look thin stood next to him, unbelievably now. So yeah, we were struggling a little bit with a little bit of arch catching, weren't we?
Yeah, a little bit.
Somewhat. So yeah, we've got some awesome shots of it going by. In fairness, it's been such a pleasure to have something so kind of perfect, really, that's been on the channel. And I say that in the nicest way, and I don't mean to offend any of our viewers, but in terms of drivability and just being even in the passenger seat of this car, it was just so comfortable and so refined in terms of power delivery. And that's a testament to what Kenny and Stu have done and all the other people that have been involved in this car. And most of all, I don't know the person that your friend, but it's a testament to the fact that he actually suggested this specification and you decided to run with the ball. So it's a huge testament and a huge hurrah to your friend who's sadly no longer with us. So yeah, it's awesome. You've got some plans for the future as well to do some anti-roll bars and some specialist gear, get some geometry done. It's already corner weighted, you said, so but obviously it's quite low and you don't really have anyone in the rear apart from like Littlin. So yeah, it's just been a fun day, really. We've had several hours. It probably would have taken half an hour if he'd have planned it, you know what I mean? But you know, we'd have got it all done. But yeah, if you want to see some more of this sort of content, you want to see some more of my friends and Matt's friends on the channel, then do let us know in the comments down below. If you haven't already, then please consider subscribing to the channel to see more shit like this get done. Give the video a like, and if you've got any questions, we'll endeavour to answer them, because we've only scratched the surface really of this spec of this car. It just is so perfect. 28,000 miles, as I said. The interior is immaculate. It's like the day it came out of the factory, and to say it's comfortable for a fat boy like me, I'm not exaggerating. These seats, Recaro, if you're listening to this, get back to this level, because this level of comfort against your CSs, man, it was a pleasure to be in. I could have been in there. If we'd have done this Scotland trip, Lee, in this, mate, we'd have been sound, we'd have been sorted. It's like sitting in your well, not to be insulting, but in your grandma's sofa, because it's that bloody comfortable. So yeah, I'm sorry if the reaction video didn't look as I intended him to. I'm not even sure if it was working. I also kind of wasn't set up for it, but we'll get Matt back on the channel. It's been a pleasure to have you here. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. Yeah, we'll get Matt and this beautiful machine back on the channel at some point in the dry, and hopefully get a few more cozzies and a few more bits and bobs on the channel. You've got plans for the future of doing bits. We won't tell them now, because it'll leave it as a surprise, but we'll get a few more bits on the channel and go from there. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video, and make sure you check out some of our previous content. Make sure you check out our sponsors in the link down below in the description. But for now, we'll see you next time at BD Performance.
Thank you very much.